Welcome, join us as we explore the mystical insights of the Blood Moon Oracle, revealing profound guidance for your journey ahead. Thank you for watching.
Hello, welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. This evening we're going to take a look at a just a general energy spread and see what comes out. We're going to take a look at the energies around you right now, so you'll be aware of the energies around you and their intention. We're going to take a look at the heart of the matter that's before you right now, that you're in right now, and then who or what is coming towards you, is coming in. We'll also get some general messages and some additional information as well. I'll be using several decks tonight, like my Clarity deck, my Chakra Tarot deck. I'll also be using my Oracle deck of Hafiz. We'll be getting some messages from my Goddess and Gods deck, Oracle deck. We might pull a couple of cards from the Abundance deck. I also have my Oracle Chakra deck and my Animal deck. So I'm going to just see kind of where Spirit leads me tonight. I do feel like energized to do a reading tonight. And so let's take a look, okay, and see what comes out for us tonight. Like, share, comment. Welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. It is a pleasure to be able to read for you tonight. I am asking, Spirit is bringing forth what needs to be said today for whoever will come and watch the reading, whatever is needed to be known, whether it's encouragement, whether it's motivation, inspiration, maybe even warnings, right? That's always in timing as well. And so whatever information is needed, we are calling forth that information for whoever will be present to watch this reading. We are manifesting that it actually calls in who needs to see it. Okay. Calling in whoever needs to see it. And so Blood Moon Oracle here, like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led to do so and you have not yet. If you find yourself subscribing for the first time, please consider hitting the bell so you'll be notified in case we go live in the future. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you, Spirit. Let's take a look. I'm going to go ahead and lay out my spread. Happy Friday. This is a beautiful evening. The day seemed to go by fast. I almost feel like I just woke up. Anybody else feel that way? I feel like I just woke up and the day is already gone. But I somehow feel energized too. Just lots of energy today. So that is good. All right, Spirit, please and thank you. Heading into the weekend, like what? Okay. So we have the Wheel of Fortune coming out here for you. Let's see if we can get these cards to show up. Dang it. I hate the fact that I need light, but then at the same time, it doesn't allow me to really show the cards like I want to. I'll just call them out. We have the Eight of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups. We have the Sun, the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups. So 7-7 out here. Good energy so far showing up for you. And then we also have the Knight of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. Okay. So starting off with Sagittarius energy, Virgo energy, Taurus energy, Leo energy, Virgo energy again, or Taurus energy, excuse me. And then we have Scorpio energy, Gemini energy, Capricorn energy, and Leo energy again. Okay. Let's see. Let's get a couple of inspirational cards here. So about this message, Spirit. About this message. All right, and so let's see here. I'm being called to the Animal Oracle deck. So and then I'm going to get a couple of messages for you. And then we'll get started. So I have the Wheel of Fortune, the Seven of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. So it feels like things could be looking really good when it comes to what you're working towards right now. I feel like you have lots of support. Things may be aligned for you to move forward in ways that you that will move you forward, ways that you would desire to do so. Things feel very aligned for you right now. I also have the Queen of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles to the Knight of Swords. And it feels like you have a really good idea and is very balanced about what it is that you need to do. It feels really balanced, like you're not too much in your head or too much in your masculine energy, right? It feels like a good balance between the feminine and the masculine, how you are actually pouring out. It feels like it's a good balance. And so, first of all, when we look at the overall message, we have divine love coming out here, and then loss. Divine love and loss. And so this could actually talk about the message here. Spirit could be wanting you to know that there is some benefit right now in being detached. There's some benefit right now in being detached. When we look at divine love, first of all, there's butterflies all on the back of this card, which means that there's something that could be in the process of transforming. Butterflies are all about transformation. And I'm feeling like this is talking about something transforming. Your life could be transforming as it pertains to love, which means that there's a need to be detached. This may be a time where you need to be detached from the physical world and attached to spirit. Divine love is not really about a worldly love. This is about something much higher. This is about something more significant. And then when we look at the lost card, I feel like Spirit is calling you to be at peace, right? With whatever it is that's happening right now in life. There's a dove on this card, which represents peace and harmony and purity of heart. And it says that sometimes you learn true offering through loss. You make a passionate invitation for love to take over and bring her own plan instead of the ego. So I feel like there's something that is divinely being transformed as it pertains to love. And I'll let you kind of discern what that means for you. But I feel like Spirit is wanting you to detach from anything physical. If this is resonating, Spirit may be wanting to have you fall more in love with Spirit right now, with your higher self, with that which is not tangible. And there's something about loss. You may be experiencing a loss right now. There's something that is to be learned through this experience. It says you learn true offering through love. And when we talk about offering, we're talking about being selfless, and learning how to prefer, right, over what it is that we want. There's some very specific energy around maybe turning your attention towards something a little bit less egoic or a little bit less selfish. You may have in your mind set on what it is that you want, what it is that you desire. Spirit may have something else in mind. And it may in fact be better than what you have in mind, but there's something about learning to offer up, learning to prefer, and learning what it means to release and detach, right? There's something, and it may just be that Spirit wants you to learn the lesson, and then you actually end up getting something much better than you wanted before. But there's something about redirecting your attention to spirit right now is what I'm feeling. And so when I take a look at the energy that is coming towards you right now, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. And so the Wheel of Fortune actually is an energy, a very beautiful energy that you could actually be very thankful for. This says that things are actually turning in your favor. The wheel is turning in your favor. Things may, in fact, be going very well right now with your relationships, with work, with whatever it is that you're moving towards. This brings in a lot of success, that energy. And so that's possibly what's coming towards you right now. Let's take a look. So what is the Wheel of Fortune here for my viewer? Ten of Wands. Yeah, I feel like it's about work and about carrying something very significant. You have a lot to do. You have a lot on your plate. You've been called to do something rather significant, something rather huge. And I feel like this is something that not everybody can carry, right? This is something that's specifically catered and designed for you to carry. However, you have lots of support with carrying it, whatever that is. And it feels like it actually is heading in a good direction. You're making, successful moves towards it right now. What would normally be heavy may not feel heavy at this moment with the Wheel of Fortune, because you have a lot of support that's holding you up. The Eight of Pentacles is talking about work, dedicated work, even to the point of mastery. So whatever this is that you're working on, I feel like you are reaching possibly a level, you're possibly getting close to mastering it. The Empress. And so this could even be for some of you, it could be creating something. You're getting close to the point where you will be successful with whatever it is that you've been working on or creating. I can't help but think that the Empress is all about birthing something. So some of you are really close to birthing something, bringing something into being. You've been dedicated to this for a while, and I feel like you may have even matured in this. And for some of you, you may even be moving to the next level and receiving lots of praise around it. For some of you, if this is a job, you could be getting a raise as you're perfecting this and bringing this into being. This feels like something that you have desired. She's holding a cup. This is something that you have desired, and it is coming into fruition. If you've been waiting for it, you may be very close to seeing that come to pass now. And while you're waiting to see it come to pass, you've mastered something, some work, some skill, some technical ability. And then I have the Queen of Cups, which is a very balanced energy emotionally. You could be in a place right now where lots of fulfillment, lots of self-grandizement is, coming towards you. The Queen of Cups is really good about taking care of herself and others, but she's really balanced and she puts things in perspective. But let's see what this is. Why is the Queen of Cups here? Very talented, multi-talented, very helpful. And so the Princess of Coins. And so I feel like for whoever you are, this could talk about you using some type of personal talent that you are natural at. You use that for work. With the Page of Pentacles, or the Princess of Pentacles, talks about this initial starting phase of something. So whatever this is, from the Wheel of Fortune to the Eight of Pentacles to the Queen of Cups, it almost feels like you capitalizing on something that is very natural for you. The opportunity for you to capitalize on it and move it to a higher level. If you've been working on something, bringing something into fruition, you're very close to a breakthrough or to reaching a point that you have been working towards. You're about to have a level up here. That's what's coming towards you. And so I do feel like when we talk about the energy of manifesting, one of the important things to learn during manifesting is to be detached. To detach from the outcome. Many times when we're able to do that, it seems like it happens faster. It doesn't necessarily happen faster, but because of the fact that we have let go of the outcome, time becomes irrelevant, and we find ourselves really enjoying the journey rather than anticipating the destination. And so this divine love could talk about that, and this energy of loss that came out in the first message, talking about releasing something and redirecting your attention towards spirit, towards the experience. This could have been something that you have tried a couple of times and maybe it didn't quite, maybe it flopped, right? It didn't quite pan out. And so there's something learned here about loss, being able to offer up loss as like an offering of sorts and bring in a whole nother level, instead of like what was desired. To be able to take a loss and keep going or to get back up it's all about releasing the ego, right? And so loss is talking about that. And so there could have been there's a backstory here possibly for someone, and this may not be your first go around, right? I get that. But there's something about this that brings you really close to the goal. It brings you really close to a breakthrough. You are like right there. Keep going, and you're going to hit the jackpot. You're going to hit, right, in a big way. I feel like it's what Spirit wants you to know here. And when we look at this, when we take a look at what is happening internally, I feel like for whoever you are with the sun, that says that you are really enjoying this. You're really enjoying this. For someone, you have learned to release. You've learned the art of detachment. You've earned the, the lesson, the benefit of being able to take a loss and keep going. I feel like for whoever you are, you have totally, when we look at how you're experiencing this, and this is really like heart energy, what's happening in your heart right now, there's something that you are just thoroughly enjoying right now. You're enjoying yourself. I feel like you're really happy with where you are, and you're really looking forward to what's to come. On this horse is a little girl, which talks about time. It talks about longevity, happiness in a long-term span of things. And I do feel like this is also you already feeling prosperous in your heart. Even though you have yet to reach the goal, in your heart, you've already gotten there. Why is the sun here for my viewer? It feels like you're already living the dream, right? Before you even get there. This could be you fantasizing and romanticizing your experience on the way. We have the 7 of Wands. Yeah. And it's almost like you have worked your way. You've worked your way up to a point where you can actually experience what it is that you're moving towards now. I feel like you're already living it in your mind. It's already a reality, and in your heart, right? It's embedded there. And because of that, there's this element of enjoying what you're doing right now in your heart. Like this is possibly also something that is truly aligned with you. With the Queen of Cups, that talks about you aligning with things that are really natural and innate to who you are. Because of that, I feel like there is a sense of joy that you can't get anywhere else. And this joy is not really circumstantial. It's not dependent upon how things go or how people are receiving you, right? There's something independent about this energy. And it's very, I don't want to say childlike. That's not the energy I'm looking for. It's very simple and easy to please. But the 7 of Wands says that you've worked your way here. It wasn't always this way. I feel like loss and being able to detach has been part of you getting to where you are. You've done some work around where you are right now with the 7 of Wands. And it's definitely something to, first of all, be proud of. And it's also something to protect. The 7 of Wands is a bit of a protective energy. Spirit may want you to protect your joy and your experience around this and not allow just anyone to come in and even know, right, about what's happening around you and for you and through you, let alone be a part of it. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for the sun. When I also look at what's happening for you internally right now, I get the Seven of Pentacles, which talks about you really taking your time with this and being very specific, right? The Seven of Pentacles is all about growing and cultivating and pouring in energy, time, and resources with an expectation of getting something back. And so I do feel like you're very meticulous about this with the Seven of Pentacles, and you're patient too, because the Seven of Pentacles is also about investments. And we all know that investments is not, it can be a quick turnaround. Many times it's not, though. It's something that you have to continue to work at, because the slower you build it, usually the more stable it is and the longer you get to enjoy it, as opposed to something that happens quick. It usually sometimes can also leave pretty quickly too. So the Seven of Pentacles is about slow movement, slow building, slow investing. This is something that you've been very careful about and very serious about, and you've been watching and cultivating and being careful of how you are building on this. And so in your heart space, in the matters of the heart, I feel like you've been very careful about how you've been building this, whatever this is, whatever this experience is. You've taken care to do it right, I feel like. So why is the Seven of Pentacles here for my viewer? This is not something that has happened fast. This has happened, like I was saying, I feel like not only is this not the first merry-go-round, I feel like this is also possibly something that has been being worked on for a long time, for a while. Not something that you just started. And the Fool comes out. The Fool comes out. It's not something that you have just started. And I feel like this also talks about you understanding the fact that this has potential. The Fool talks about starting something new, but also understanding the potential of that thing. Whatever this was possibly even caused you to sacrifice some things. Maybe you had to start all over or turn away from everything that you knew prior to go this path. There's something about starting again. But I feel like you have possibly even built this from the ground up. You have put in all of the work around this. In small steps, small increments. You've built this from the ground up. Whatever this is, it has your name written all over it. And so, yeah, it's something that's very close and intimate for you. And so I have 7-7 here. And so 7-7 could be significant. This could be something spiritual. Rarely do I get a reading that has a lack of sevens. Sevens always come out, which tells me that this has something to do with spirituality. Okay. It has something to do with being really careful and knowing how to assess and knowing a lot of knowledge, accruing a lot of knowledge, maybe even learning as you go. There's something about wisdom here, spiritual wisdom, and possibly even reflection here as you are building this. There's a lot of energy around the heart about learning while you're actually experiencing this. Not rushing into things, but being really careful. And like I was saying, really meticulous about choosing what it is that you're using to build what this is, or whatever this is that you're working on or experiencing. There's a lot of careful movement here. It's not rushed. And so there's the understanding of that, the importance of taking your time and choosing wisely with the Seven of Cups. I feel like for whoever you are someone who possibly stops ever so often and do what I call heart checks. Heart checks. And what that means is that ever so often you stop just to see if your outer life is still aligning with your heart. And if your heart is still in the right position. It's still in the right position and is still aligned with the goal, with where it is that you have decided you need to go. You stop and do heart checks, or have we gotten off course, right? And so the Seven of Cups talks about that. It talks about making sure that we're not too much in our ego or too much in this fantasy like energy or operating out of haste, right? There's something about choosing carefully. And many times when we talk about the Seven of Cups, it really is when we really go on the shallow part of the Seven of Cups talks about just having lots of choices, right? We have seven cups, different choices that we can choose from. We got options, right? But that's the shallow level. When we go to the deep level of what the Seven of Cups means, what that means is you're at a place right now that you can't afford to choose in regards to having a quick, superficial, immediate satisfaction in mind as your end all be all, right? This is soul work. This is not just about having options, right? When we talk about how you're feeling in your heart, I feel like you're someone who chews on things. You don't choose. And when I say choose, I mean like you take your time like a cow will take hours just to chew one mouthful of grass because they chew it, then they swallow it and they bring it back and they chew it some more. I mean, they take that thing and they chew it down to where they've almost pretty much, done the work for the stomach. Like you are someone who is very careful with your choices because you understand the ramifications of each choice and how it's going to actually lead you to an expected end. So because of that awareness, you take your time choosing. You probably are someone who picks things apart and you weigh it against your heart to see if it sits right, right? You're somebody who probably will take a long time to make choices. Whatever this is has not been just put together or randomly just done out of the spur of the moment or wanting instant gratification. You have taken your time and handpicked, right? It's not just about options for you. It's about real life. Why is the Seven of Cups here for my viewer? Because you understand that not just because you have options doesn't mean that it's actually a real option, right? Not all doors are your door. Just because they're open doesn't mean they're yours. Just because someone offers something does not mean that it aligns with you, okay? Every offer is not your offer. Why is the Seven of Cups here? King of Cups comes out, okay? And so there's something here about being very balanced in your heart. And we're talking about matters of the heart, being very balanced in your heart. So there's something that you've learned about really taking a look at how you are processing things emotionally. And that may be something that may be part of the lessons that you've learned around choosing right, is not becoming, allowing it to be or get you all frazzled in your emotions. There's something about being very mature emotionally when it comes to choices or being put in a position where you have to make decisions, right? You've learned the art of emotional balance and how it works for you. And that how that has been a very important factor when it comes to matters of the heart for you at this point in life. This is what's coming up. So you may have had some very important lessons about being mature emotionally. And not that they came easy. This could have come through very difficult decisions. However, right now you sit in the King of Cups chair, which says that you are rather mature emotionally. Not only that, it says that you have cultivated this sense of self as well. I find it interesting that it comes out right next to the Queen of Cups, which is really in her own lane. Like there's something about her sitting in her authenticity that works for her. And it draws in everything that she needs because she sits comfortably and she doesn't have to hide behind masks or behind shadows, behind doors, but she's openly who she is. And because of that, she attracts those that are aligned with her to bring in what it is that she needs. And then right next to her is the King of Cups, which talks about this very mature energy, this very balanced energy, someone who also has become quite comfortable with themselves. And the King of Cups is a bit quirky. The King of Cups is so much open with himself. He comes off as quirky, but it works because it's authentic. And people like that authenticity. And so there's something about being just really emotionally balanced, and it works. It could be quirky, but it works because it's authentic. And so there's something about that here. Matters of the heart. You become really comfortable with being who you are and aligning with that, even from a heart space. Now, when I take a look at a couple of these cards that I pulled out, one is Groundhog, and the other is the Spider Spirit. Interestingly, this Groundhog is talking about time to let go, and the Spider is talking about make your dreams real. Okay. Interestingly, it falls in line with what we're talking about here. It does. So before I go to the last little bit, I want to take a look here and take a look at these two animal spirits. So for Groundhog, time to let go. It's talking about the endings, right? We were talking about divine love, detaching and loss, turning the idea of loss, learning, offering through that, right? Time to let go kind of fits right in there, wouldn't you say? I would say that probably fits right in there. And we think of the groundhog, this is a very seasonally identified animal. It tells us when a certain time of the year has arrived. It also tells us when it's time to release the previous season, right? And so this is all about endings, right? And we also know that whenever there's an ending, there's also a beginning right after that. We know that, right? Whenever there's death, there's also life right after that, okay? And so the groundhog spirit lets us know when it's time to really release things, when it's time to let go of natural endings, when it's time to let go and receive natural endings. And especially when it comes to something that no longer serves us. And when we think of seasons, right? And so when we're talking about, okay, when the seasons pass, when summer is over, we're talking about the flip-flops no longer serve us. When it's raining or when it's below zero outside, the shorts and the sunglasses no longer serve us when there's a little bit of sun, little to no sun coming out. And so this is all about things that are no longer needed, things that we no longer need. So it's not really like, in a sense, it's not really losing anything, but it's actually pivoting for where we're going or for what is now in place, equipping ourselves, right? And we just like to hold on to stuff. I do too. I got a closet full of stuff that I keep saying in the back of my mind, let's clean that out. Let's go ahead, because it's some stuff that I'm just not going to wear anymore. And I know I'm not. So why I'm holding on to them, I don't know. I need to go and just bag them up and release them. But we love to hold on to things because they feel familiar to us. But they also take up space. And because they are taking up space, there's no room for anything new to come in. And so when we talk about our lives, we could also assimilate that with growth. When we hold on to old habits or patterns or what's familiar, sometimes those things are what's blocking growth because we don't want to do anything different. We don't want to take that risky, scary chance because it's too scary. What if things don't happen? What if I get embarrassed? What if, I get my feelings hurt? So what? What if you miss the greatest opportunity of your life? You'll never forgive yourself for that. But sometimes holding on to what's familiar blocks our growth in that way. And now that the groundhog spirit has appeared, this is really spirit letting us know it's a sign that there's something in the situation here that may need to be released or let go. We just talked about that. Because something else is trying to be born here. And it may, in fact, be far better than what you have now. And again, when the groundhog sees his shadow, right, he actually understands, it's time to go. It's time to go and retreat into our den. Yeah, it's time to transition into a new state of being. And so there's something about change I feel like Spirit is bringing in here for you, something about change. And, but it's good. It's good change. And so it's nothing to be afraid of, nothing to get anxious about. Whatever this is, it's going to be good. And so whatever change is trying to come through right now, whatever Spirit is trying to get you to understand about the loss that's happening in your process, do it because it's going to actually be good. If you are experiencing resistance around it, let it go because that's going to block whatever this is that's happening for you from taking place. Whoever you are on the precipice of breakthrough, the precipice of your level up. You're on the brink of it, right? But there's something that Spirit may be asking you to release. And so this is what's coming up here. And you've worked hard for this. I can feel it in the spread. You've worked really hard for this. You've been diligent with this. You have committed to this. You have even aligned in a heart space. Your heart is bent towards this, whoever you are. And something has come to need to pass away. Something needs to be released. Something needs to die here. It could be a situation. It could be a relationship. It could be some type of mental belief that you have, a mindset. It could be a habit that maybe served you at one point in time, but now it no longer serves you. It no longer gives the life that it once gave. And so there's something that may be on autopilot that needs to be reassessed and released so something new can come in. That's with the groundhog spirit. And again, you're not losing anything here because with that ending comes a new beginning. Okay, maybe something even better than what you had before, what you anticipate. Spirit is promising here that you won't be disappointed. I also have the spider spirit. There's some weird reason why I've grown to like spiders for some reason. I do. There's something about spiders that are very intriguing to me right now. And they seem to be very playful. I used to be scared of them, but now I'm intrigued by them. They seem to be really playful and really curious and just very interesting. And so the spider brings in the other energy that we're talking about here, which is dreams. Make your dreams real. Okay. And behind the spider, we see it's a pretty big spider too. We see this web that the spider is weaving. And this is almost like the stuff that your dreams are made of. And this is an encouragement to weave your dreams into the stuff that life is made of. Life is like the fabric that you're using to weave your dreams, right? And sometimes it doesn't, not sometimes, but you never end up with a full spider web. No, it starts with one spool. It starts with one single thread that the spider releases. And then it goes and gets another one, and then another one, and then another one, and then it connects them, right? It's a work in progress, but it starts with one single spin of thread, right? And this is kind of like that 7 of Cups energy that I was feeling about how in the Fool, you didn't just wake up here. No, you've been working on this for a long time. You've been working to get here where you are for a long time. Step by step, you've been making your dream a reality. And for some of you, this first column where the energy coming towards you is really, it's spirit taking 10 steps for you for someone. It's you being supported by the universe. And the spider comes to affirm that you are being divinely supported. Somebody is being quantum leaped forward. Whereas it would have taken another 2 or 3 years, spirit is quantum leaping you forward. That's what the spider comes to let you know. Now, it is incumbent upon you releasing. It is incumbent upon you listening and following the instruction that spirit is giving. But this is what's coming through right now. And this comes when you actually need to be reminded of the awesome power that you have on your side. The fact that the Wheel of Fortune came out, the awesome support that you have that is above and beyond the limits that we are restricted to in the physical, but you have a divine support. For some of you, this will show up in the form of ideas or resources that will begin to pop up out of nowhere. Like, where did that come from? That will help you to continue to weave and bring your dream into the realm of, reality. When it comes to your intention, you're able to bring that into your reality and see your senses take form. Like I was saying, when it comes to dreaming and thinking, that sun, is somebody's already living their reality mentally, spiritually, emotionally. They're already there. And this energy comes to help you bring that into physical form. There's a bit of alchemy happening here with the spider. And the spider is inviting you to take action by continuing to live as if it is already a reality. Because you have weaved this pattern that is very evident, right, of the desires of your heart. And any project that you have been working on, any project that you're considering, whether it's writing, painting, music, journaling, gardening, painting, let's see what else, dancing, revolutionizing, creating a new way of being, right? Right now is really the time when you are fully inspired. And I feel like Spirit is letting you know that there is the opportunity to allow this creativity to be channeled through you. As creativity, even as artistic manifestations, successfully, if you're open, right? It's all about the expectation and the intention that you are weaving into reality. This is all about you not only setting intentions, and this is a message for me too, not only setting intentions, that's part of it. The other part is the follow through. That's the other part the Spirit is bringing up here with the spider. It's follow through. It's not enough just to dream and to intend, but then you have to actually do the weaving. You have to connect the streams of thread. You have to thread out and keep going and keep connecting, even if it's slow, right? This has been really slow, but now you're on the precipice of your goal, of your breakthrough. And so every little step that you have taken has led you here. And if you're just starting, somebody may be just starting. Spirit is wanting you to know, don't be discouraged by looking at how far the end is from where you are, but live in the now. Be committed to the now, to each and every step. There's the possibility that you can enjoy it every step of the way. For somebody, you have the fact that you're in the energy of the sun. And the spider is just letting us know that unless we are willing to commit to every step, it remains but a dream. You have to do it all, okay? And even when we talk about magic, right? Magic also has to be instigated. It doesn't just happen, but there has to be someone who instigates the magic. Someone who takes action with belief that it is possible, right? And so the spider asks you a question like, what are you willing to do? What are you willing to sacrifice for your dream? Can you release what needs to be released? Can you release the limiting beliefs, the patterns, the old cycles? The spider just wants you to know that, yes, your dream is worth weaving. And today is a day that you can choose to continue. Maybe you stopped. Well, today is the day to pick up that pen and continue weaving, okay, your dream. And understand that you have who you have by you, weaving with you. You have spirit with you that's weaving with you. Spirit is your partner. Divine love is all about you detaching from this worldly connection and reattaching to spirit, divine love that never fails, right? And so remember that spirit is your weaving partner, but it is up to you to initiate, okay? You have to bring the thread, you have to bring the energy to loom, and you have to continue to do your part. You take one, spirit takes 10. And so that could be for someone that could be very relevant here. The groundhog and the spider, you could be someone who likes groundhogs. You could also be someone who likes spiders too, like me. I don't know if I could ever have a tarantula though. That's a whole nother level. Oh, I would have to, yeah, I don't know if I could, I'm that bold yet, just yet. Maybe one day, anything's possible, but not yet. I still play with the little tiny jumping spiders. I haven't even got to the wolf spiders. Like we still with the little baby jumping spiders, like Charlotte's Web's little babies. So I can't do the big hairy spiders that stare in your eyes, but that's the energy that's coming out. Let me not get off track. So we're going to go ahead and move forward for the rest of this message. We're at an hour now. We're going to look at the last energies, the Knight of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. I feel like this is a little bit about what or who is coming towards you here, what you can expect. So with the Knight of Swords, let's take a look. This is all about possibly having shifts in your connections or your relationships. This could also be shifts in your jobs or your finances. This could be your clarity around those things, how you're looking at them. Why is the Knight of Swords here? This could also represent Gemini, Aquarius, Libra energy. And yeah, another air energy coming out. So but I feel like it's clarity. It could be someone coming towards you to help bring in clarity, but this is definitely someone who is quipped, very strategic, very sharp-witted. The Queen of Swords, very stable and grounded, not easily shaken, not scary at all, but somebody who forges forward, strength, power, clarity, right? Cuts through, just cuts straight through to the chase, right? And so this could be someone, or it could be the energy that you're stepping into as well, okay? What is coming towards you? We also have the Five of Pentacles. If there was any doubt or any shakiness, I feel like for those of you stepping into this energy of the Knight of Swords, which talks about moving forward, you have the Queen of Swords that's doubling down on that energy. If you were confused, you won't be. If you were a bit shaky or scary, with the clarity that's coming in for you, whether this is someone stepping in to assist you or whether this is you stepping into this energy, you will no longer doubt. I feel like you will be stepping in a bit of clarity here. The Five of Pentacles comes out here too. So this could be lessons coming towards you about staying balanced, about what you're giving out versus what you're pulling in. The Five of Pentacles can be a challenging card because sometimes it's about giving out too much and not receiving back. And because of that, you end up being in a very unbalanced position. This could also be you needing to learn the lesson of balance and knowing when to cut back. This could be cutting back from yourself. This could be cutting back from giving to others. The Six of Pentacles is that energy. It's the energy of reciprocation, or it could be the lack thereof, but it talks about balance coming in. And so there's going to be opportunities for you to take a look, possibly at your finances or at your resources, possibly needing to get some things straight before you move to this next level. This could be around what you're being asked to release, right? Remember, it could be people, it could be things, it could be mindsets. So this could be a certain type of mindset around money or resources. There's something that's changing here. or the opportunity to change it is coming in for you. This could also be for someone, if you've been having a difficult time, the Six of Pentacles many times is receiving some level of assistance that will help you get out of a difficult situation, right? You could be changing something that actually brings you into a higher level of responsibility when it comes to what you are responsible for financially, or maybe some type of resource that you have at your disposal that you're responsible for. This overall is leading to a better place. However this happens, the opportunity is coming towards you to change your situation. Okay. The support is coming in around that. Lastly, we have the King of Cups. So this could be a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Kings usually represent people. We're talking about the court cards. And so these are people. This could be someone that's very passionate about what they do. Someone very inspired as well. This is almost like a teaching energy that's offering something. For you, this could also represent a new job where you'll be like in a supervisory role, a new opportunity to step into a new position, or maybe even being inspired with this new sense of clarity that you'll be stepping into that will cause you to really take off, right? Why is the King of Cups here? So either this is someone coming towards you, and whoever this is going to be very inspirational. It's a high level of motivating energy and inspiration. Or this is you stepping into this energy about to really take off and do what you need to do. The Hermit, which is Virgo energy. For some of you, you may have an opportunity to receive some level of guidance. I don't know if you've been asking for help or instruction. Well, it's coming. I don't know if you have been really seeking answers. They're coming. And when they come, it's going to set you on fire. I feel like it's going to set you on fire, and you'll be pretty unstoppable when you enter into this energy. This is like a very tempered fiery tempered energy. Fire by itself can be destructible, but when it's tempered, right, it's useful, it's powerful. Yeah. And so there's something about this energy coming towards you. And this could also still be a person that's going to be very tempered, very wise. I feel like it's going to be very deep with the Hermit. It's going to have a lot of answers to your question. This may, in fact, I'm still getting teacher here. There may be a certain teacher coming towards you that's going to assist in some type of way. Maybe you will end up being this teacher, right? This is what's coming towards you, this energy. So whether it's a person or an energy, it's going to be beneficial for you, okay? And so to show what we don't see on the bottom, we have the Six of Swords coming in with the Death. So change is upon you. There's many things that are changing right now. I feel like you are skyrocketing across. I don't know why I'm hearing Chutes and Ladders. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. Maybe that's someone's favorite game or something. But in Chutes and Ladders, at any time, you could possibly have the opportunity to like slide all the way to the end of the game and win, right? You just never know. You also have the possibility to slide back, but Chutes and Ladders gives you the opportunity to cheat legally, though, and to get ahead without having to really work for it. So the Six of Swords and the Death, there's something changing for the better right now. And it's going to actually push you ahead, almost in a way where it would have maybe taken you a couple of years, but it's only going to take you like maybe a couple of weeks or a month, right? There's something about being pushed ahead or moving ahead. We have the Justice and the Magician and the Moon and the Judgment. Oh, wow. Things are absolutely turning in your favor. I feel like you'll look back and be just totally flabbergasted at what just happened. You won't see it in the middle of it, but if spirit is asking you to do something, in this case, we're being asked to release, right? Specifically, release things right now because those things are very important. The release of them is very important. There's something about that. And if we're able to follow the instruction, right, we will be just flabbergasted at what spirit does on our behalf. There's something about like chutes and ladders, right? If you would have just took that way, you could have got to the end much faster. I'm hearing that. But the justice, the magician, the moon, and the judgment, there's something here that has your name written all over it. And you may not be able to see it now, but you're going to see it when you look back at it and be glad that you listened. I just get that energy. All major arcana. And so that's the energy that I'm getting here. That's what we don't see. How big this moment is and how like the future is pivoting on what we do right now. Now, I did pull out a couple of messages. And I feel like this will be specific. This is very interesting because one of the messages that I pulled is called the Spider Woman Goddess of Helpfulness. And we pulled the spider, right? I love the synchronicities. The Spider Woman, which is the goddess or god, the Spider Woman or Spider Man, which is the goddess or god of helpfulness. It says you can reweave the web of faith when it looks like things are unraveling. Instead of trying to untangle the situation from the level of the problem, drop a silken thread from your spiritual web high above. Now envision your circumstance being spun anew and lured into the sweet dream of an eightfold heavenly embrace, right? It almost feels like spirit letting you know it's okay to release the old web. It's okay to untie it, right? Untie it from the wall, from that pretty little corner that you sewed your web up in. We're going to release that one because we're about to weave something much more beautiful. And that's going to last much longer, right? Yeah. So don't fret when it looks like things are unraveling, that old web is unraveling, because it's just time to weave something new, something better, something that's going to be more sustainable and useful for this new season in life. Okay. That's the first message. The next message is from Freya, which is the god or the goddess of sensuality. And it says, don't hide your gorgeousness for fear of intimidating others, but take heart knowing your most sumptuous expression ultimately elevates the vibration of all that you encounter. With this in mind, dare to accentuate your best features with bright colors. Adorn your body and let your senses get drenched in the perfume of life. Be willing to be turned on by that which enchants you. And I feel like that's just spirit letting you know to allow yourself to live, okay? If you still have air in your body and blood running warm through your veins, allow yourself to live, right? If there is a way to experience it, there is a purpose for it. And there is a place and a time for it. And spirit wants us to experience it, or else we would not have been given the ability to, right? And of course, I'm not talking about no crazy outlandish stuff, but you understand the simple beauties of life, of being able to experience things. I think we were talking about pleasure, because we're talking about, allowing ourselves to know the most sumptuous expressions and elevating our vibration and encountering, right? And accentuating our best features. Whatever makes you feel beautiful, do that. Not for them, but for you. Whenever you look in the mirror, do you like what you see? When you look at yourself, right? Do you like what you see? When you put on different colors, I tend to like the oranges and the reds and the yellows, those very earthy colors. I feel like it looks really good on my skin. And I tend to adorn my body. Like I like jewelry. I like earrings. I love my hair. I do like lashes. I adorn my body because I like that. It makes me feel, sensual. And I feel like it accentuates my eyes, right? They're big, but I like them, right? And so it says to let your senses get drenched in the perfume of life. And so whatever life has to offer that makes you feel alive, right? Take on that, soak in that, right? Enjoy that, and allow yourself to be open and to be turned on by that which enchants you, whatever that is, right? I'm one who loves to laugh. Like I can laugh at any and everything. There's something very healing for me. Laughter works like medicine. That is so true. And if there's something that makes me feel the way that I want to feel in that moment, I do engage with it. And I don't beat myself up about it because I feel like it's very natural, right? You can't help if something's funny, you just laugh. And it's not always malicious. Some of the things that I laugh at probably should not. Nevertheless, if it's funny, it's funny, right? In that same way, if there's something that makes you feel alive in your body, engage with it. Allow yourself to express it. That's why we were created. Okay. I feel like that's what Spirit is saying. And so part of that is allowing yourself to engage and allowing yourself to believe that there is more to this than getting up at 8 and going to work and coming home, feeding the kids and going to bed. There is so much more than that. And if we allow ourselves to, we can experience the most beautiful adventures, right? If we're open to it. That's what Spirit has been talking about. I feel like for whoever I'm talking to, you have allowed yourself to be open to that. And you're at a point where you're about to actually strike gold. You're about to take hold of what you've been working towards. There's just that last little stretch, right? There's some last little lessons here about, releasing and letting things go and reforming how we're thinking about things and growing and being open, right? And so, and allowing yourself to live and believe that you are worthy to experience these things. You are. Okay. So believe that. So whoever this message is for, this is for you. I hope there was something said here that encourages you. I hope you're able to engage and pull out whatever you need. It is a general reading, so some things may resonate. Not everything may. Like take what resonates and leave the rest. If there is a word here for you, take it and hold it in your heart and allow it to encourage you and to move you forward, right? Even more. And so whatever's for you, take it. If it's not, leave it. There will be more messages coming in the future, but it's for somebody. All my messages are for somebody, okay? And so thank you so much for stopping by. It's always a pleasure reading for you guys. Blood Moon Oracle here. And I will see you guys next time. This is the message. And so like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.